Hey YouTube, it's Bobby, aka Paginator, and today I have the TMI tag Bookish edition. I was trying to think of what to film this week because I don't have any unboxings or hauls, and this is what I came up with. So I saw Natasha from Tashopolis do this tag like ages ago, and I'm not sure the name of the creator, but I will link the creator of this tag in the space below if you want to see more of that. Now this tag has a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to go through them at a pretty decent rate. I've got them sitting here on my laptop in front of me, and forgive me if I look down a lot to see the next question. So let's just jump right in, shall we? Alright, number one, what fictional character has the best style? Immediately jumping to my mind is Feyre from the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, because she's got these cool tattoos and she's got these, I don't know, they talk about her fashion a lot and the difference when she's living in one place and in the second book when she's living in another place, and I just think she has good style. Alright, number two, your book, girlfriend, boyfriend, or fictional crush. Crap, I'm going to have to use that series again. It's got to be Rhysand from A Court of Mist and Fury. Rhys, I mean, if you've read those books, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, I can't really say a whole lot because I don't want to spoil things, but yeah. Number three, ever loved a character but then started hating them? I don't know. I guess the only one that comes to mind right now is Scabbers from Harry Potter, because he was a cute little rat, but then we find out that he's really Peter Pettigrew, and I despise Peter Pettigrew. Like, more than Voldemort. Despise him. Alright, number four, biggest or longest book on your shelf? I think that has got to be the sucker right here. I'm knocking things over. The Priory of the Orange Tree. It is huge. I don't know if it's longer than Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, but Kingdom of Ash is at school, so technically it's not here. I think it's at school. Anyway, Priory of the Orange Tree. Heaviest book on your shelf. You would think that would also be the heaviest one, but I think that this book is heavier. Oh yeah, it's definitely heavier, which is Sculptor by Scott McCloud. This is a graphic novel slash, I was going to say slash prose, but it's not really. It's just a graphic novel about the sculptor, and I don't want to get into like talking about the details of too many books, but I saw Jesse the Reader talking about this book on his channel. I ordered it, I read it, I loved it. It's good. Deep thinking book. Not very lighthearted, so if you're looking for a graphic novel that's lighthearted, that's not the way you want to go. Alright, number six. Do you have any book posters? No. I do at school. I've got a Jason Reynolds poster, but I don't have anything here. Do you have any book-themed jewelry? Yes. I used to subscribe to Fandom of the Month, and so I've got jewelry from them, and I've also got other things that I've just picked up. For example, I have a Dragonfly and Amber necklace from the book Dragonfly and Amber, which is one of the Outlander books. I've got Peter Pan jewelry. I've, lots of different bookish jewelry. Book OTP. My one true pairing. That's tricky, because I want to say Feyre and Rhys, because that's what jumps immediately to my head, but is there another one that I love more? Perhaps Anne Elliot and Captain Frederick Wentworth from Persuasion by Jane Austen, because that is my all-time favorite book. Alright, number 9. Favorite book series? Harry Potter. Hands down. I've read it more times than any other series in the world. Just, yeah, Harry Potter. Number 10. Favorite book to movie soundtrack? Neverending Story. That is, that's a book. It's not just a movie. Most people, have seen the movie, or at least seen the part in Stranger Things when the kids sing the song from the Neverending Story. But the book is fantastic, and I love that soundtrack. It's like exactly perfect for that movie, and yeah. Alright, number 11. A book story or story you miss or wish would continue. I don't really wish Harry Potter would continue because I feel like it comes to a nice close, so I'm not going to say that. I feel like I don't know. What's something that I read something recently and I wanted it to continue. What was that I read? I forgot. Hang on a second. I remember what it was. It's sitting here on my stack of books to be shelved. The Storm Crow. I wanted it to keep going. Like, oh, so good. And look at this cover. It's just, yeah. It was good. Alright. Favorite standalone? Shoot. I guess I have to say Persuasion by Jane Austen because it is my favorite book of all time and it is a standalone. If we're talking about more modern book or a YA book, Girls of July I read this summer and it's fantastic by Alex Flynn. Number 13. Since when do you read books? Since always. When I was too young to read, my parents would read to me, and I remember the first book that I read was The Wizard of Oz. I read it in Miss Willis's class. Ah, memories. 14. Which Hogwarts house are you in? Ravenclaw. 15. Quality you look for in a book. Relatable characters, or characters that I care about. I read The False Prince and I could not like that main character, and so I never continued with the series. Like, just can't do it. Alright, number 16. Favorite book quote. There's so many good ones. Now, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but from Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, there is a quote that says, "We all have a better guide within ourselves if we would listen to it." Anyway, it's something about how we all, have the ability to guide ourselves and make our own decisions without listening to what other people have to say. Let's see. 17. Favorite author. J.K. Rowling. I talked a lot about Jane Austen so far, but if I have to choose between J.K. Rowling and Jane Austen, I would pick J.K. Rowling. Yeah, I'm going with it. J.K. Rowling. Alright, favorite book cover. Ooh. That's tricky. There are so many gorgeous book covers coming out, especially nowadays, and then, I don't know. Favorite book cover? Crap. Okay, I'll just hold up this one because it's handy and it's pretty, and maybe it's my favorite book cover today, and maybe something else will be another day, but it's got a dragon on it, and it's freaking gorgeous. So, that's my answer for right now, but I'll probably change my mind in about 30 seconds. Who knows? Alright, where are we? Number 19, action or romance? I have to say action. I'm all for a good romantic story, but I much prefer action. Number 20, where do you go when a sad moment happens? My bed. With the curtains closed, I have really good blackout, blinds and dark place. Alright, number 21, how long do you need to finish a book? It depends on how much I'm engaged with it. I am currently reading Courting Darkness by Robin Lefevers, and the first half of the book, in my mind, doesn't need to be there, so it's taken me forever, to my standards, 2 days to get through the first half of the book, which is 250 or so pages. And now that I'm starting to get into the story, I might finish it today, so that would be 3 days for that book, but in the summertime I usually average a book a day, so that seems like a long time to me. I don't know. During the school year, when I'm crazy busy and stuff, maybe I'll read a book a week or something. Number 22, how long is your mourning period? That again depends on the book. Sometimes I'll mourn for days before I can even think about starting something else, and sometimes I'll just need a good hour to chill and then I'm ready to move on to something else. I have found that it helps if you're in a mourning period for a book, pick something new to read that's completely different, totally different genre. Just get yourself in a different space. That helps me. Let's see, number 23, least favorite book. Oh, that's easy, and I don't even have it anymore because I hated it so much. It was The Forest of Lost Secrets. It was the worst written book that I have ever read in my life. I hated it. Don't waste your time. 24, turn on in a character. Humor. Part of the big reason why Ron Weasley is my favorite Harry Potter character. 25, turn off in a character. Unnecessary meanness or cruelty. If someone is mean to someone just to be mean, I immediately don't like them. And if they're mean to someone with special needs, dead to me. 26, reason I joined BookTube. I was inspired by lots of different booktubers, mostly Natasha from Tashopolis and Emma from Emma Books at that time, and I've grown to love a lot more booktubers since then, but also because I like being creative and I like sharing thoughts with the world and I like being part of the book community, even though my channel's kind of small and stuff, but that's okay. Yeah, creativity and inspiration is why I joined BookTube. Number 27, name a scary book. Coraline. Duh. 28, last book that made you cry. Oh, The Beholder by Anna Bright. I got punched in the feels multiple times. I want you to read it, but still just have some tissues handy or something. Alright, the last book you gave 5 stars. I think that was also The Beholder by Anna Bright because I loved it so much. I've read a couple of books since then and I've enjoyed them, but I don't think they've got 5 stars. Any favorite book titles? That's question 30. Book titles. Like the title themselves? I really like The Western Star by Craig Johnson. He writes the Longmire series, and for some reason that title, The Western Star, just gives me all the vibes of, like, I live in Wyoming, I live in the cowboy state, like, the West. And I grew up with rodeo and all that different stuff. That's all part of my background, so maybe I just feel like that title is like, yes, the West. In terms of a YA book with a great title, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, just because it's unique and it's interesting and makes you go, huh, what's that book about? Alright, number 31, the last book you read. Okay, so before I started my current read, I read this beauty right here, The Raven Boys, for the first time. I know, what was I waiting for? I read it and I'm like, crap, I need to read the rest. So the other 3 are on the way. I broke my book buying ban. I made it all the way through the July and about 3 days into August. So I think I did pretty good. I didn't think I was even going to make it through July. Okay, number 32. The book you're currently reading, I mentioned already, is Courting Darkness. Again, didn't like the first half of it. Took a really long time to get in, but it's getting interesting to me now. 33. The last book adaptation you watched would be Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I watched the BBC one that's really long and drawn out and older, and I like it because it sticks to the book, whereas the newer adaptation does not stick to the book as well, but it's just, I don't know. I'm saying a lot of things. 34. A book character you always wanted to talk to. Ron Weasley. I want to talk to him and, like, I really want to know what it felt like to go through the things that he did and to stand by Harry as much as he did. Yeah, they had their arguments every once in a while, but Ron showed so much courage and so much dedication and so much love for other people, and I think he gets discounted a lot. In fact, I saw someone post on Facebook and called him a loser, and why did Hermione marry such a loser, and I wanted to punch that person through the internet. 35, an author you always wanted to talk to. Well, I think J.K. Rowling would be a great person to sit down and visit with. Jane Austen also. Someone else I think would be really fascinating to talk to is Stephen King. He's such a good writer. Now, granted, I have not read a lot of his books. I read his book on writing, and I've read a couple of his horror books, but his writing is really good. And as modern authors, I don't know if they get asked about the writing as much as they do the characters, but like the actual writing itself, I would love to talk to him about that. All right, number 36, favorite book snack. When I'm reading, I'm pretty in the zone. I usually have a Diet Dr. Pepper because it's my favorite beverage. But like a snack, maybe Cheez-Its? I don't know. 37, book world you want to live in. I would like to live in Jane Austen's world for like a couple of days. I wouldn't want to live there forever because I like things like plumbing and electricity. But that would be fun to visit. Alright, number 38. Book world you don't want to live in. I think I would not want to live in the world of PC Cast and Kristen Cast's series, The House of Night. Yeah, there are some cool kids, and they're kind of vampires and stuff, but there's also like freaky bird creatures that explode out of the earth, and there's strange bulls that might be evil or good, and there's like shadowies, and you can get ripped apart by red vampires just by venturing outside at night. Like, it would be scary. Alright, number 39. Last time you smelled a book? Yesterday. Books just smell good. 40. Weird insults used in books. Weird insults used in books. Shakespeare's plays have tons of weird insults in them. But they're plays. I'm trying to think of a weird insult from book. No, I can't think of one right now. If I think of one before this video ends, I will jump back to that. But we're just gonna skip that question for now. Number 41. Favorite romance book. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to say A Court of Mist and Fury, because it is a fantasy, but it's very heavy on the romance and just whew, yeah. 42. Do you write? Yes, I do. I am starting grad school to get a master's in creative writing this fall, which is exciting, but I have been writing forever. I've written a whole bunch of books that are not published that I'm like too scared to release out in the world, and one that I would like to try to start putting feelers out for, so I'll keep you posted if anything happens with that. 43. Favorite magical item. Immediately I want to say Niffler, but that's a magical creature, not a magical item. I will say a time turner from Harry Potter, because even though time travel is very dangerous, the time turner itself is beautiful, and if you could just like kick yourself back like maybe a half an hour every once in a while, you could take out some of those foot and mouth moments where you say really stupid things. It'd be nice. 44. Your Quidditch position. I would be a fan cheering in the stands, or a photographer. I take a lot of sports photography for my job, and I'm the official photographer for our high school football team. Very excited. But I would not want to be a Quidditch player. One, I'm scared of heights, so flying around up there, I'd be so concentrated on not falling off my broom, I would be useless to the team. And two, I played soccer, which I think is the land pretty close equivalent. When I was a kid, I played it for 1 year and I sucked at it. Yeah, I'm just not great at sports, so I would be the photographer. 45. Name a song you connect to a book. Good question. A lot of times book titles will suggest songs like Morgan Matson's Since You've Been Gone, makes you, of course, sing in your head Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Let's see, what's a book I've read recently that made me think of a song? I know, when I was reading The Raven Boys, I was, in my head I was singing it's a country song called Peter Pan, I think, and it says you're just a lost boy. That made a connection. Alright, number 46, favorite book related chat up line. I don't know any chat up lines. I'm gonna say skip, please. I don't know. Number 47, have you ever used it? Also skip, because I don't use chat up lines. No. 48, favorite book fandom. Harry Potter, of course. 49, how many books do you own? I have no idea. Between this many and the hundreds of books that I have in my classroom library at school, I have no idea. Too many is the official answer. Is there such a thing? Enough. I have enough. And question 50, who do you tag? I tag anyone who wants to do this. Boop, you're tagged. I have the terrible problem of knowing people's channel names when I sit down to make the video, but then they all fly out of my head when it comes to this tag question, so I sincerely apologize. And if you would like to do this tag, I would love to hear from you. And I know that this tag has been around for a while, so maybe anyone that watches this channel is going, ugh, this is an old tag. Well, it's the one I did today, so just deal, okay? I also want to take a minute just before I sign off to let you know that I am now repping for Belle's Book Sleeves. It is a company that makes these cute, fun book sleeves. They even make some with like furry fabric, and yeah, they're just darling. So I'm going to put my rep code in the space below. You can get 10% off an order of $10 or more with my code, and that code is good through October 31st of this year. So you've got plenty of time to order yourself some book sleeves, and I'll put the website in there as well, and you can check out her fun inventory. So there we go. I think that being said, it is now time to sign off, and wish you all a wonderful and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.